Finally tonight, I know everyone is talking about Mitt, but do you mind if I talk about Ann, not the candidate, the candidate's wife? Because it hit me like a ton of bricks last night covering the Arizona and Michigan primaries and just watching her the crowd. The only political spouse I know who consistently introduces her husband to those crowds. Every primary, every win, every loss, every time, there's Ann. And seeing as I knew Mr. Romney before he was Governor Romney and presidential candidate Romney and even Mr. Utah Olympics fix-it Romney, I think I'm pretty good to judge all things Romney. This Romney you don't know is the one I think you should know. Because a lot of you probably may not know this, but Ann Romney has multiple sclerosis. Now, I guess that catches my attention because, full disclosure here, so do I. Now, I do not say that to look for your sympathy. Though if I have a bad show or bad interview, I wish you'd consider it. But enough about me. Back to her. This is why I look at Ann very closely. How she walks, how she keeps up, how she holds her composure when I know her body often refuses to go along, how she rarely, if ever, mentions it, never goes on and on about being a victim because of it, how she chooses to live an example than live a label, as she once famously put it, how she fights the fatigue that comes with this devastating neurological disease and the constant pounding and nerve-gripping progression that invariably mark the course of this disease. Now, some might have a hard time seeing it, but I see it. I heard a story how Ann writes down the name and number of MS patients she meets and does the same for a variety of other folks whose ailments she stops and hears and tries to help. It's as if they all want their moment with Ann, some advice, any advice, or just a good word from Ann. I can kind of see why her husband delights in bragging about buying a couple of Cadillacs for her. Bad wording, good heart. Ann Romney, good woman. A woman for whom a guy who was conquering the world stopped everything when he first heard she had MS and traveled the world to find the best doctors to help her deal with her MS. Marriages don't often survive such moments, my friends, but they do if they are worth it, if they are worth the time, worth the effort, worth the pain, worth the adjustment, yeah, worth those Cadillacs too. Ann Romney was worth the price, maybe because for this otherwise rigid Mormon husband who had a hard time showing his emotions, having a wife like Ann who has no trouble with those emotions was and is worth the fight. 42 years in sickness and in health, no matter how bad the sickness or fleeting the health, no words necessary. Take a good look at Ann. No need. Thanks for watching.